This hive fell over during a storm, and that was right at the end of autumn. So this has had to recover from that, as well as no reducer. So this has been strapped to the star picket for strength to survive the winds that come this way. Initially it was over on the blocks there, and it was this direction, and the prevailing winds just tipped it right over during the storm. And give them a minute. Okay, that's relatively heavy. Now this is a hive that probably should have been requeened last year. It will definitely be getting a new queen as soon as there is one available, because already you can probably hear the heightened response to having the hive lid taken off. Now we're right on a main road here, so we'll lose a few bees to trucks and cars that go along here every day. But this has been a very strong hive over the summer months. But it does have a tendency to cross comb. There's a little bit of nectar in there. I'll move that smoke away. There's a little bit of honey capped over in there. It's a fairly heavy one. Capped honey on the back as well. So they're building fresh drone comb there. So whether you can see the bottom part there that's facing the camera is all drone comb. I'll bring this a bit closer. Hopefully you can see eggs and larvae. Now it's a bit cool today to be keeping the frames out for too long. The sun is out, it's about 20 degrees. So it's warm enough, but not for too long. Now I'm checking for swarm cells and for the queen. And a basic maintenance check. They've got pollen. The bees are quiet. So they're better than I expected. Got to be happy with that brood. So she's in there and laying madly. Haven't seen her yet. This is the way that I inspect all of my hives. Because I run foundationless, if I was to turn this on its side, especially on a warm day, a piece of honeycomb would fall out, or brood comb would fall out, and the reason for that is it's not capped on the sides. It's only capped on the top at this point. They will eventually fill out all 4 edges, but if they don't need to, they won't, if they've still got room. Fresh honeycomb being built, and what's there is fully capped. Worker brood. Right, so they're building. Actually, as they're building, it looks like it's being laid. It's laid almost up to the edge. A bit hard to see with that many bees on. I don't really want to shake them off and disturb any of the eggs, if there are eggs in there. Oh, now that one's heavy. Okay. Okay. Now the next step have a look and see. Now these bees are getting a bit agitated, which means that I am considering cutting short the inspection just so that we don't end up with grumpy aggressive colony this afternoon. It is coming over overcast. I haven't checked the forecast, but I was expecting it to stay sunny today. But these hives are at a neighbour's place, and although they don't want me to remove them, one of the family members is allergic to bees, so unless I make these really grumpy, which I don't want to do, just from the point of view of keeping the people safe where the hives are living. So, looks like we've got some empty frames in here. It looks like we've had a fair bit of moisture because, look, I can see, horrible black frames, so that's coming out. So I'm going to have to do a major rearrange of this hive. And see that one, the bees will clean up mould, but there's been a lot of moisture in there and I don't think that's actually something I want to leave in the hive. So as soon as we have a honey flow, I'm going to be removing quite a few of these frames and putting fresh clean ones in, well, even like that one, so that they can draw fresh comb and lay into fresh comb. It's very old. So in actual fact, I have got some frames with me that I took off this hive last year. I'm going to actually swap them over now because they're much nicer comb. So I will grab those and be back. It's not going to take the bees very long at all to fix up and reorientate these to where they want them, and it's going to be much nicer comb than what they've had before. Note to self, next time I come down I want to bring a towel or a cloth, something to cover the hive that's just sitting, the super that's just sitting, and another one if I have to leave the box to go and get more supplies, I want to be able to put something across just to keep the warmth in. There's one thing that I have found is travelling to an apiary that's not right beside the house. You've got to have everything with you because you can't just nip back in the house and grab something. Okay. Seems to be stuck to the side of the box for some reason, so we'll just shear everything down the side. This is one that fell during the storm and I just put it all back together and hoped for the best. But as you can see, that one fell off the top of the comb. So that'll be replaced right now. Okay. So at this point, it's time to just put them back together and let them get on with it. Now this is old wax that I put on here so that they could collect the honey out of it. Where are we? So now that wax can go back and be cleaned up with the rest of it. It's a little bit big, it's actually for a 10 frame, but close enough.